What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Beyond the Course podcast. Today's guest is George Blackshaw. George, how are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining me. So give us a little bit of background into your story then with golf. How did you kind of get into golf and why did you get into it?
Yeah, so I started when I was about 14 or 15 years old. I have three brothers and my dad, they all play. Obviously, I'm always been determined with my disability to do stuff, and I just love sport, play a lot of football and tennis. And I saw them going off to play and going to driving range, and I just thought, why not try it? So yeah, gave it a go, and ever since I gave it that first go, I've loved it. And yeah, just grown and played a lot more as I've got older.
Yeah, so I mean, for people that don't know you already and follow your journey, they can find you at the Amputee Golfer on Instagram. So just tell us a little bit about, you know, what it is that happened to you in terms of the disability, if you like, and then a little bit about how you kind of deal with that when you're playing with golf, and maybe some of the kind of drawbacks that you have when trying to play golf.
Yeah, so when I was 15 months old, lost my right arm and right leg in a lawnmower accident. Luckily it happened when I was younger, so I don't really remember any of it. So just sort of got on with life like that. Not had, well, obviously some challenges along the way, but I've not known any difference. So it's just sort of like got on with it. Regarding golf, obviously it's been difficult. You know, I think a lot of people when they're beginning to play golf go on, you know, like YouTube and stuff and watch different tips and how to play. And for me, it was like, I can't really do that because my game's so different to everyone else's. I mean, I can pick up the odd thing. So I had a golf coach when I started playing, and he got me into it, taught me how to play. And yeah, I mean, the difficulties I experience aren't so much now, but when I was younger, it was more just strength. And as I've got older, I've got more strength in my left arm. But yeah, it's not too bad now. I've just got used to it and just love it.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, there's a few different points I can pick up on there, but first of all, I just want to say, like, you know, I really appreciate what you do. I mean, I've followed your journey for quite a while now on Instagram, and you know, I love the fact that you kind of, as you said, don't really give a fuck about it. You see it as a plus. You don't see it as a weakness or whatever. And not only that, but you're also there on Instagram showing your journey and trying to inspire other people. And I think that's great. And it seems like as well, considering that you started at what some might say is a late age of 14, you've got to a really, really good standard as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, my like golf account, I mean, obviously great for people to follow my journey and stuff, but it's like inspiring other people to get into it. And, you know, other disabled people. I had someone message me the other day and was like, they've got a disability and they're like, your pages really inspired me to get back into the game, which for me, like anything like that is just such a bonus. And yeah, it's been great. And no, thank you very much for the kind words.
Yeah, I mean, does that seem to be people that are getting in touch with just people that don't have disabilities as well as people that are? I mean, because again, just me watching you and I'm like, bloody hell, sometimes I'm moaning when I get a score or whatever, maybe I'm not playing as well. And then you've got people like yourself, and I know you post a lot about like the disability golf that's on the TV, and you watch these guys and girls playing, and it's incredible what they're able to do.
Yeah, no, it is nice to always receive those messages, and obviously all the support I get on my Instagram page is yeah, very nice. But yeah, I mean, I have the same thing with my golf game. I come off and I'm like so frustrated, but it's just what golf is. And yeah, like sometimes I do play and I'm frustrated, and then kind of look back at it and I'm like, relatively what you're doing with the one arm and one leg, like to myself, I'm like, it's pretty good. But yeah, we all have those expectations of ourselves, don't we? So
sure.
And yeah, just letting people know about disability golf as well. And I mean, I've not really played many actual disability events, and I know there's so many disability golfers out there that you've probably seen it alongside the European Tour actually.
Yeah.
They've been playing a lot of events, and the standard is just like unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, as well as, you know, like the women's game, obviously over the last few years, which has progressed a whole lot, which is great to see. Also, the disability one is now, I don't know, they start to televise it now as well a lot more. I think I've seen a couple of tournaments fairly recently on Sky Sports. They seem to be televising it a lot more, which is great.
Yeah, no, I think they've because it's alongside the European Tour, they do show some highlights and stuff. But even that, like 2 or 3 years ago, no one even took consideration of it, and just even that, you know, I saw Adam Warby it is on
Yeah,
Sky.
the Belgian lad.
Yeah, he's got cerebral palsy, and they showed him for 10 minutes hitting balls on the range. It's just like, it's unbelievable. So yeah, it's fantastic, the recognition it's getting. And I think Brendan Lawler's playing today in the BMW Pro-Am at Wentworth. So again, just stuff like that, and I'm sure everyone's seen him play. So yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, well, he's been on a roll recently, hasn't he? A couple of wins and getting a load of media attention now, so that's great to see. And so in terms of yourself then, again, started at 14, what was the kind of goals for you at the start? Was it just a little bit of fun with your brothers and your dad, or were you always kind of wanting to take it seriously? And what was your sort of standard like when you started?
Yeah, I mean, when I started, it was just more socially. I had a few friends that played in school. And then, yeah, like you say, my family played, so it just kind of didn't want to be left at home when they went out to play.
Sure.
And then, yeah, just socially at the start, maybe until about 2 years ago, maybe just over 2 years. And I just joined a golf club properly for about 3.5 years ago now, Delamere Forest, and then played competitions there, and I just loved it, and then wanted to try and play disability events as I've got older. And last year I was aiming to play a lot of events, and then obviously COVID. Which stopped that. But yeah, hopefully I'll get the opportunity to do that in the future.
Yeah. So have you got did you get a golf coach fairly early on? Have you got a golf coach at the moment, or have you just taught yourself?
So I had a golf coach when I initially started. He was amazing. A coach called Graham Moore. Unfortunately passed away about 3.5 years ago now.
Okay.
He just knew what to do with my swing straight away, and it was amazing. And yeah, he taught me my own swing as well. And ever since I've not been with him, I've not really had a proper coach. So I sort of think I know my swing better than probably most people will do. It'll probably take about 10 or 15 lessons for a coach to get to know my swing.
Sure.
I've had the odd lesson. I have lessons with my local pro at my local golf club, and yeah, one of our family friends is a golf coach as well, so I've had lessons with him. But yeah, I do need to look if I'm playing events to get a proper coach in.
Yeah. So when you're doing that coaching then, and you know, going through the drills or whatever, what changes for you as an amputee? Is there a certain, like, for example, do you need a specific type of coach that could be able to coach somebody like yourself? Because I imagine your movements are different, etc. Or is it pretty much just the same as a regular coach?
It's pretty much just the same as a regular coach, but again, with the same as everyone, really, they need to get to know your swing, and and for me, need to get to know what I can and what movements I can't do. And so with the right leg as well, it's quite, you know, a lot of the time it's when they talk about like turning and stuff, it's quite hard, I think, for them. But yeah, a lot of the time I've been to a golf coach and he say like, can you maybe try and do this? And I'll just try and do it. And if I can't do it, I'll just adapt around it and change something that'll suit me.
Yeah. So then after that, when you first kind of started playing just for a little bit of fun, how long did it take you before you started to get involved in like these proper competitions? Was it pretty much straight away?
No, it's probably the first couple of years I just played with my family, played with my friends, just socially. Looking back now, I wish I took like more photos and videos of me when I started playing, to like go on my golf account and my golf journey now.
Sure.
But yeah, like we used to go on holiday and used to play with, and used to be nice to actually get out and play with my brothers and dad and compete with them, and yeah, just play with them and spend time with them.
And then when did all the kind of social stuff start about? Like, was that something that you always felt like you wanted to do, or did it just come about you all of a sudden that you wanted to start inspiring people and documenting your journey?
Yeah, so it probably came about probably about 2.5 years ago now. I actually started a golf account, just like giving like golf updates, you know, like European Tour and PGA Tour updates. And then I was like, popped into my mind one day, I was like, why don't I just like do my journey? So yeah, I've done it 2.5 years ago, I think, properly started. And then the last like 1.5 years, it's just sort of like took off, and I properly got into it probably during lockdown. So I played so much golf and just documented it from then, really. And yeah, I've had some amazing experiences over the last year or so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it took off pretty quick by the look of it. I mean, was it something whereby you were working on it and trying to get it to take off and getting yourself out there, or did you just kind of let everything come to you as you were documenting your journey? Because I mean, you're working now with American Golf, I think, a little bit, and you get involved a lot with the pro-ams and stuff like that, the tournaments. So did that all just kind of come onto your doorstep, or was it something you were looking for and pushing for?
I mean, obviously it was something I was looking for, but I wasn't looking for it that soon. Like, it just came about so quickly. So yeah, I won the Aramco team series competition in London, and then ever since then, like, that whole week was just amazing. And then obviously got involved with American Golf and done a few things with them, which is, they've been great to work with. And playing the pro-ams as well, meeting all the pros and stuff, it's all been amazing. And I really want to do some more stuff, but just getting yourself out there. And
sure,
even if I don't, the last 6 months or so has been so much fun.
It's getting the time to do it as well, isn't it? I mean, it takes a lot of work. But that event then that you mentioned, is that the one that you played alongside Anna? Or was that a different one? Yeah,
no, that was the one I played alongside Anna. I just did like 3 or 4 holes with her, like, filming.
Okay.
Through the 3 days, I didn't play with Anna. I played with 3 other pros.
Right. Okay. What was that experience like? I mean, in general, the whole tournament, but as well with Anna, was it a good weekend, I imagine?
Yeah. So I was down in St. Albans for like a week, stayed in the hotel. It was just like unbelievable. We did like loads of content, filming on the Tuesday. Went and watched the pro-am on the Wednesday, and then tournament days Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But to play those holes with Anna was like amazing, and it was quite funny because I was meant to be playing 3 or 4 holes with her, but she had a problem with her bags not arriving with British Airways, I think.
Okay.
And so she ended up caddying for me, which was quite funny. We were both.
Oh, so she didn't even get to play.
No, I didn't even get to play with her, but she was my caddy, and I was like, well, I said to her, I never thought I'd be playing with you, never mind you being my caddy. So
yeah. Well, I was just about to say, I mean, obviously we all watch golf on TV and we've seen it live, but I imagine playing alongside somebody like that, you learn even more from them, not just their swing, but the way they're talking to you and stuff like that. So I guess maybe you got even more of that because of the fact that she was caddying you. So how much kind of conversation was there? What was there, anything like in particular that you think stands out in terms of what she was saying to you while you were playing that sticks in your mind? Just in terms of like how the pros think, right? Because they're obviously on a different level.
With Anna, it was just like course management, and I was like, I'm gonna go for it, and she was like, she was on like a par 5. I was like, I'm gonna go for it, and I was never gonna get near the green, and she was like, what's the point? You may as well leave yourself back a bit instead of leaving an awkward yardage and just stuff like that. And she gave me a lot of tips on my putting, actually. And with the one hand, I tend to like flip my wrist over a little bit. So and she said it's more like a pendulum with your shoulder. And then the 3 days with the girls that I was in the team with on the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, like, that was just things like you'd learn from them, and just walking around, and it was just sort of like a pinch me moment, really. Like the whole 3 days, like I'd hit a bad shot and get frustrated, and then be like, you're playing on a ladies European Tour event. So it was
that's good. And what else have you got lined up kind of for the future? Anything in the next few weeks? I mean, we've got the BMW this weekend. You said you're going to be down there. Was it one day you're going to be down there, I think, this weekend?
Yeah, so I'm going down there tomorrow to watch. So it's a 5 a.m. start tomorrow morning.
Nice.
I'm hoping the weather's like this tomorrow. So it's stunning at the moment.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I'm going down on the Sunday as well, so it should be a good weekend. But in terms of like ones that you're playing in or anything like that, or taking part in, I mean, I know you did the charity event recently, which we'll get onto, but have you got anything else lined up in the future?
I've not got any golf days lined up. I might have an event in November, a disability golf event, but I've not got any pro-ams.
Okay.
I was invited down to, I think, the Scottish Open Legends Pro-Am yesterday.
Right.
But I couldn't attend because it would have been too long of a journey to get back and get to Wentworth tomorrow.
Right.
But I'm playing Sunningdale on Friday, which should be a lot of fun.
Good stuff. So what's the plan for you in terms of like the tournaments that you're going to be playing in terms of a competition sense? I mean, where do you want to get to with your golf game? Obviously, again, you played at a good standard now. I mean, you want to get into more amateur events for the disability side of things, or what's your sort of plan with all that?
Yeah, that's what I'm aiming to do. I'm still at university, so I just kind of have to balance the two. So it's kind
Sure.
of like, obviously, study is really important, and it's fitting your golf game around that, which is quite difficult in the winter as well when the days are shorter. Because like summer, it's been nice to just, you know, you can get out like 5 o'clock, half
Mm-hmm.
5, and get 18 in. But yeah, that's what I'm aiming to do: play more disability events. A lot of them are like in Europe and stuff, so sometimes it's hard to try and fit them in. You know, it's like a 4 or 5 day thing to fly over and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I'm looking to do. Just get my handicap down, play more events, and yeah, just I love competing. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do that.
And what do you feel like you need to do at the moment to be able to compete in these tournaments? You say there you try to get your score down. Is there anything like you're working on at the moment when you go to the range, like you've been today? Is there anything you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so the last couple of months probably I've had like a bad cut on my ball, so I've been fading it left to right. But
Okay.
it's not been a nice fade. It's been
Not a baby fade.
Yeah, I've been losing quite a bit of distance on my shot. So it's like 10 or 15 yards difference, and I've just been working on. I got a tip actually from the Jazzy golfer.
Oh yeah.
So I've been using that at the range. It's kind of just getting you follow through and making sure that you're swinging straight and not swinging from in to out.
Sure.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. And yeah, it's the last 2 rounds I've played. I've noticed like I've not scored amazing, but like been a lot better at my ball striking.
Yeah. How often do you sort of practicing at the moment? What's your schedule like? You like to get on the range like a few times a week and then play around once a week, or what's your schedule like for playing?
Yeah, I normally like to I've been getting to the range probably 3 or 4 times a week recently. Obviously at the start of the summer, like I was just playing so much because the weather was so nice, and I just had loads of people asking me, and yeah, I mainly just went probably to the range about once, and then on the course like 3 or 4 times a week. It's like when someone asks you for a round, it's pretty hard to turn down.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm hoping to like go to the range more. Than obviously it's gonna be difficult to fit in rounds of golf nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you get a lot of people as well on Instagram that ask you to go for rounds or whatever, giving you tips? You know, these people that are kind of saying that you've inspired them and stuff like that. What sort of things are they normally saying to you? Is it just kind of thank you and enjoy the journey, or are they also asking for advice, tips? You know, because I imagine now you've got years of experience playing as a disability golfer, and you probably got a lot of brand new golfers now that are maybe playing with disabilities that are looking to, you know, get the best out of their game, because I think golf's booming in general at the moment, isn't it? And that's been the same for women golfers, kids getting involved, and I imagine disability golfers as well.
Yeah, there's disability golfers that have got in touch with me. I mean, it's hard to really give them. I've given them tips, you know, but it's been kind of more like just don't give up, just keep going, because like I used to get so frustrated. I'm sure like any normal person will, but especially disability, because I probably get frustrated at the golf and then probably get frustrated at the disability as well at the same time. Like they feel like it's restricting them a little bit. They just kind of like just carry on. Just, you know, some days you go to the range and can't hit a ball, and then some days like, yeah, when I started for like the first like 2 months, I couldn't even get the ball off the ground. So yeah, no,
I imagine it's much more of a mental game as well, isn't it?
yeah, just more kind of the advice I've been giving them is just like, just don't give up, and yeah, just don't get too frustrated with yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say then, like, you know, in those times when you were struggling, what is the sort of things that would go through your head? What would you do to kind of keep yourself on track? And is it just kind of don't give up, or is there anything else that people in a similar position could do?
Yeah, just sort of like don't give up, and like nothing's impossible at the end of the day. Like whatever disability you have, like it can be done. Like if you look at the different disability players that are playing like on tour in the disabled tour, it's just like unbelievable. And yeah, for me, obviously like you get home and be so frustrated, and then like wake up the next day and just be like, just work through it. Like everyone's gonna, it's not like a game of it's not a game of perfect. You're never gonna go to the course or go to the range and hit 100 amazing balls. Yeah, just don't get too frustrated with yourself. Because like yeah, I got very frustrated at times, but it's not going to help you getting frustrated, is it? Really?
Sure. I mean, it's the same kind of problems that regular, golfers that are playing without disabilities don't that go through as well. I mean, we've just got to kind of appreciate a little bit more. We're still able to get out there and play. Things could always be worse, I imagine, especially with things like in the pandemic. So sometimes we just got to appreciate what we've got and that we can play golf anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. And like the last 18 months, especially, just like
Yeah.
I think for everyone, golf been like a massive savior, and
Yeah,
like mental health wise as well. It's just been like so important for everyone,
exactly.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about kind of how the disabled golf has progressed a little bit recently. What can people like myself and yourself do, especially with social channels, to kind of help promote disabled golfers even more and try and, progress it on even further than it has already?
Yeah, I just think giving like recognition to those that are doing it, and like I said, people like Brendan Lawler and Adam Warby, and just people getting coverage on these big moments and big stages, and like like Modest will help that with Brendan.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, for the general person, it's quite hard. We can, all the Instagram accounts are probably given as much recognition as possible, but I think it's probably higher up that the people higher up, in, I don't know, the golf associations, giving people opportunities and pro-ams and stuff like that, where
Mhm.
big crowds like Wentworth today, and Brendan will obviously get that today. And yeah, just those sort of people then go away and be like, oh my god, did you see Brendan Lawler, and did you see him hitting
And
his
be
ball? It was
inspired.
amazing. Yeah, be inspired and go away. And yeah.
Yeah, because I saw like in I think it was an article or something that you did, or an interview. You were saying how like some people sometimes may treat you differently, and you obviously get sick of that. So yeah, how do we find that balance of like being able to promote this and giving that recognition, but then not feel like we're doing it so that it's like, because we want to treat you differently, because at the end of the day, you are just a golfer like, the rest of us, of course.
Yeah, no, that is really hard. And like, obviously, a lot of the time people are like, oh, you're really inspiring and stuff like that. But like, I've never really seen myself as any different. Like, even though I call myself the
Yeah.
amputee golfer, like when I'm playing golf and hit a bad shot, like I said, like I don't think, oh, like you're disabled, it's all right. Like, I just get frustrated.
Hmm.
As my accident happened when I was so young, I've never thought of myself as that. But yeah, it is hard for like everyone else to. I don't. It's hard to like give advice, because like obviously it is extra special what like disabled people are doing, but for them it's just like it's who they are, and it's like you say, I don't think any disabled person really wants to be treated any differently. So
Of course.
it's a really fine line, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, you mentioned you struggled a little bit with your golf game at the start. Did you have any sort of like issues, or were you ever unsure about kind of not coming out about it, but obviously starting to post stuff on social media, giving yourself that name on Instagram and posting it all, knowing that people would see it? Did you ever have any kind of doubts about that? And again, what sort of advice would you give to people that maybe do feel a little bit unsure or worried about starting to post stuff like that if they are a disabled golfer?
Yeah, there was a little bit at first, definitely. But then like obviously the more stuff you post, the more support you get, and then like the more followers you get, you just kind of like gain confidence that people are following your journey, and all the messages that I've received, and it's just like really enjoying your journey, and people like you will say like followed your journey from the start. That's just like inspiring, and I think for those disabled golfers that do want to like um, do the content and do an Instagram account, then yeah, just give it a go, because like there's going to be so many people supporting you. Like even if you're disabled or not disabled, then like no one's going to be harsh about it. Like it's
Of
just
course.
your journey, and if you've got a passion for it, then yeah, you should go ahead with it.
Good man. And just before we let you go, I want to finish on the charity event that you did recently. So it was for, Alex Elliott's charity day, wasn't it? So give us a little bit of information about what that was all about, which charity it was for, and how that experience was.
Yeah, so it was Alex Elliott's charity day for Teenage Cancer Trust. It was at Moxham Hall on Friday. Was it?
The weekend just gone, right?
Yeah. Last Friday. So yeah, that was Yeah, it was a great day. Yeah, we had a lot of people. It was nice. I was luckily actually in Alex's team. So yeah, that was a really good experience. Great guy. We ended up coming second, our team. But yeah, just think like the whole day for the whole charity, it's just like really inspiring. And I think he had a target of 10,000, and I think he's nearly there now. So
Awesome.
yeah, like unbelievable to see everyone, you know, the whole golf society and golf group getting together to raise money for such an amazing charity.
And what was it? Was it just like groups of four balls played together? Was it some sort of particular setup that they were doing, or just kind of going around having a laugh?
Yeah, so it was a shotgun start. I think they had 17 teams in the end. A couple dropped out relatively last minute, but yeah, shotgun start, teams of four, best 2 of 4, and then yeah, total like Stableford points at the end.
Awesome.
And then it's a pin on every par 3, longest drive. So
yeah, I saw there's quite a few like celebrities there as well, like playing golf. I think I saw Paul Dickoff was there and some other people, so that was good to see as well.
Yeah, there was Paul Dickoff, Mark Chapman, BBC presenter. He was there, and yeah, it was a great day. And we actually thought we were going to win, but someone ended up coming with like 94 points, which is like 21 under or something like that. So
hell.
Yeah, I managed to play the first 6 holes even par without hitting the fairway, which was interesting.
Well, it's credit to your game if you can do that, no?
Yeah, no, it was some miraculous up and downs and a chip in, so yeah, that helps. But no, it was a great day. It was nice to meet Alex, and yeah, he's a good lad.
Awesome. Well, George, thanks for taking the time to do this. I'll let you go. I think we've done pretty well to get through the whole of this without talking about football and United. Yeah. Maybe we'll save that for another one. But yeah, cheers for doing this. And again, you know, it is really inspiring, you know, just getting to know you and looking at your journey and following your journey on Instagram. So remind everybody where they can find you on either Instagram or other channels if you've got them.
Yeah, so my Instagram name is the Amputee Golfer, and yeah, if you'd like
just Instagram.
Yeah, just Instagram at the moment. Yeah, if you'd like to follow my journey, that'd be great. So yeah, thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you,
and yeah, speak to you soon.
Cheers, George. Thanks, mate.